29. All right. Ms.
Are we
Barb?
going to vote on it?
Oh. All in favor of adjourning from executive session, please say aye.
Aye.
All right, we will now move into our regular meeting. Ms. Barber, you may call the roll.
Mr. Finch,
Here.
Mr. Bracken,
Here.
Ms. Franklin,
Here.
Ms. French. Here. Ms. Ornelas. Here. Mr. Snavely,
Here.
Mayor Smith.
Here. We will now do the Pledge of Allegiance if you'd like to join us.
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
May I have a motion to approve the agenda?
So moved.
Moved by Vice Mayor French. Second?
Second.
Second by Councilor Franklin. All in favor, please say aye. Opposed? All right, we have approved agenda. So we will start tonight with public participation, and we're going to do one of our favorite things, which is to swear in a new police officer. So I will turn it over to Chief Jones.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, and thank you, council, for, again, allowing us this time to swear in a new officer. I think it's important that the public gets to see the officer take the oath of office that we take very seriously. So tonight, I'm going to introduce you to John, or Jack, as he goes by, Hall Bison. So, Jack, can you come up? So this is Jack. He graduated from the Great Oaks Police Academy on April 7th of this year after putting himself through the police academy. The next day, he started his employment at Oxford PD. He currently lives here in Butler County with his wife Shayla, and he was previously employed at Fastenal and as the Fairfield Police Department as a dispatcher. So he has that in his background. During his interview, he described himself as a nerd who enjoys learning new things, and he was proud of that. Well, you know, I didn't see that, but just today, I confirmed that that's true. Because he told me he loves Thor, and he has multiple Thor hammers at home, and the Avengers in general, right? Yes. Yeah. So, among other things. He also enjoys working out, staying physically fit. He's really looking forward to getting his career started here at OPD. And he's currently in his first phase of the Field Training Officer Program. He's joined tonight by his wife Shayla, his mom, his dad, stepmom, grandmother, and I think some other family members that are here. So we're going to welcome Jack aboard, and we'll ask the law director to do the swearing in.
All right, Jack, if you raise your right hand, please. I, John D. Hallweisen,
I, John D. Hallweisen,
solemnly swear
solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the state of Ohio,
and the state of Ohio,
and will obey the laws thereof,
and will obey the laws thereof,
and that I will,
and that I will,
in all respects,
in all respects,
uphold and enforce the provisions
uphold and enforce the provisions
of the Charter
of the Charter
and the ordinances of the city of Oxford,
and the ordinances of the city of Oxford,
and I will faithfully discharge
and I will faithfully discharge
the duties of the office
the duty of the office
of police officer
of police officer,
of which I am about to enter.
of which I am about to enter.
I pledge to enforce
I pledge to enforce
the laws of the city of Oxford
the laws of the city of Oxford
and the state of Ohio
and the state of Ohio,
impartially
impartially
and with integrity,
and with integrity,
never using my authority
never using my authority
for personal or private motives,
for personal or private motives,
but applying the law fairly
applying the law fairly
and equally to all persons,
and equally to all persons,
solely in the interest
solely in the interest
of the public peace,
of the public peace,
safety, and
safety,
welfare.
and welfare.
And I further pledge
And I further pledge
so conduct myself
to so conduct myself
as to bring credit
as to bring credit
to the police division
to the police division
of the city of Oxford
of the city of Oxford
at all times.
at all times.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
And now we'll do the badge pinning ceremony. Jack's going to wear badge 55 for the city. And I'll ask everybody to come forward. So again, we welcome Jack here. Did you want to say anything?
I thank you for the opportunity and letting me serve the city. I look forward to a long and healthy career, getting to know the people of this city and all of you, and just enjoying my time here. Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Really do take pictures. We'll shut those doors because I think it's still raining pretty hard outside. So we'll be in the hallway, so it's no disrespect, but I appreciate just grabbing those before we leave.
I think
Sure.
sometime if one of the officers said "ow" in the middle of the pinning, you'd be like my favorite officer of all time. The fact that you're a nerd probably does it anyway.
So she must be a nerd too. Oh, I like that hat. That's nice. Nice.
Yep. All right, I have a proclamation for Historic Preservation Day. Whereas historic preservation is an effective tool for managing growth and sustainable development, revitalizing neighborhoods, fostering local pride, and maintaining community character while enhancing livability. And whereas historic preservation is relevant for communities across the nation, both urban and rural, and for Americans of all ages, all walks of life, and all ethnic backgrounds. And whereas it is important to celebrate the role of history in our lives and the contributions made by dedicated individuals in helping to preserve the tangible aspects of the heritage that has shaped us as a people, and whereas all people are created equal is the theme for the National Preservation Month of May 2026, co-sponsored by the City of Oxford and the National Trust for Historic Places. And whereas historic preservation in Oxford was formally established in 1979, and whereas there are 2 districts and 12 individually listed historic structures listed on the National Register of Historic Places in Oxford, and whereas one of the listed structures is also a National Historic Landmark, the former home of Lorenzo Langstroth, located at 303 South Patterson Avenue, the inventor of the modern beehive. And now, therefore, I, Michael Smith, Mayor of the City of Oxford, Ohio, do hereby proclaim May 6th as Oxford Historic Preservation Day, and call upon the people of Oxford to join their fellow citizens across the United States in recognizing and participating in this special observance.
Sure. I was going to say it was part of my council comment, but I can do it now. Thank you, Mayor Smith, for our Preservation Day proclamation. And I wanted to note that as part of honoring Lorenzo Langstroth, there will be a tour of his home, his cottage, tomorrow, May 6th at 2 p.m. To celebrate Preservation Day. So hopefully we will see some of you there.
All right, fantastic. All right, now I think we've got Susie here from TOPS to do the TOPS annual report.
Thank you for having me. I'm Sherry Martin,
Sherry.
the Executive Director for TOPS. I think Susie set this up for us with Heather, so thank you very much. I'm here. I can't believe it's been a year already since I was here doing this, but I'm here to tell you a little bit about 2025, what we experienced and what happened. Thank you. I'll lean in a little bit. So many of you already know what we do really well, and maybe you don't. If you don't, the main focus of TOPS is food access, housing stability, and resource navigation. So we work to keep people stable. Our neighbors experienced a shift in stability last fall when SNAP benefits were paused. Families that were already stretched thin were suddenly had fewer options, and we noticed that change immediately. We saw, a 26% increase in 2 days, which was astonishing. We regrouped, adjusted processes, and in a lot of ways, this community came to our rescue. Our impact at a glance is we served over 1,700 households last year, over 4,300 individuals, which shows an increase in need and awareness of our services. And part of that was because of the SNAP pause. A lot of people didn't know a whole lot about what we did, or didn't even think about food insecurity or struggles that their neighbors were going through until that happened. So that was actually kind of a good thing in the long run for TOPS. This slide demonstrates our cost per outcome. This helps us demonstrate the efficiency of our services. These numbers help us make decisions about sustainability as we grow. Right now we're at $64 per household per year for all services combined. It costs us $58 per household, like to feed a household for the year, basically, which isn't too bad. Our model works because we have integrated services where people can come and get food and start to get those wraparound services. We prevent crises before they happen and reduce gaps between services. The pantry is our high volume service. That's where most people come to us. We served over 1,600 households with food last year, and that is how they get in the door, and then, you know, end up sometimes using other services. Our social services has a lower volume, but it's more high intensity of a service. We sometimes help people with rent or utilities, just to keep them from being evicted or experiencing further or repeated crises. Last year we served 155 households with rent or utility assistance. I also wanted to highlight the community support, because it's always amazing how much the community supports TOPS. We had a neighborhood food drive initiative led by Frances Yates, who actually won Citizen of the Year for her efforts. She collected over 5,100 items for TOPS. And this was like completely community-led, didn't add any stress to the staff. It was amazing. In 2025, we also had to make some hard decisions. We had previously been sheltering people in hotels, which is not a sustainable model. Although 2024-2025 winter, we supported 29 households with 43 people. We spent over $41,000 and realized that we could use those resources to focus on prevention and help significantly more households by preventing eviction, preventing homelessness, basically. So our funding snapshot shows that 61% of our income comes from individual support, which is amazing. That is wonderful that the community supports us so much, but it does show a need for diversity in funding. which we are working on. What's next? You're all probably aware of the building that we're building right behind our current operation. We are planning to open June 1st and hoping to have a grand opening in July, like mid-July. We think it's important to let our clients come in and be the first to experience the building and settle in before we start showing it off to the community. But it's everyone's building. It's for everyone. And the construction has been an experience. We have relied heavily on Jessica's guidance. So thank you, Jessica Green. And Heidi and Stephanie have been great help to me personally, getting construction drawings coordinated. They've made everything a breeze. And once again, at the end of the day, everything that we do comes down to the people in this community. Everybody supports us, and it's amazing, and we appreciate it. And I hope that you're all able to join us in July. I'll be sending out invitations soon for a grand opening. Do you have any questions for me?
Anybody? I think our question was going to be when the building was going to open, and you answered that really well, so.
Very soon.
All right, well, thank you very much for coming. Appreciate it. All right, now we will move on to public comments. Anyone wishing to address council about items not on the agenda or on the consent agenda, please come forward at this time and state your name and address for the record.
Hello, my name is Harlan Schottenstein. I live at 2 West Spring Street, apartment 2, at the corner of Spring and Main. And I've been a resident of Oxford for 2 years now. I'm originally from Columbus, Ohio. I lived there for many years. Ended up traveling around the world, and 2 years ago ended up back in Oxford after having been here previously 50 years ago when I graduated in 1975 from Miami University. I've applied for a vacant position on the Public Arts Commission, PACO, and wanted to introduce myself for consideration in the future. In Columbus, I was very active in development and in community service. I helped organize many years ago the Discovery District in the downtown area, developed apartments there, was active with the Columbus Friends of the Library for many years, and also helped develop and start the Franklinton Arts District, FAD, which is kind of taken off on the west side of Columbus. And again, happy to be in Oxford again and looking for a way to participate in the community in the future. Any questions? Thank you.
Thank you for coming.
Thanks.
Welcome back.
Glad to be here.
All right.
Good evening, everyone. Tariq Farkson, 211 North College. Kind of a bittersweet moment for me because this will be the last time that I'm doing this. I'm graduating in 11 days. So we just had our, thank you. We just had our elections for ASG, so the new Secretary of Community Engagement, the person who will be engaging with you all, her name is Zoe Erickson. She's a great girl, and she's going to be fantastic at this job, so I'm very happy for you guys to get to know her. We've been very, very busy this semester with things going on specifically in voting, which is kind of funny that today's voting day. So we've been doing a lot of voter registration drives. We've got a decent amount of people more registered to vote here in Oxford rather than our home stage, which we're very happy about, getting more people involved here locally. And also, I want to say special thanks to Assistant Manager Green and Chief Jones for their work on the Town Gown Council last week. The university had the Spirit of Student Life Awards, and the Town Gal Council actually won the Spirit of Student Life Award for its recognition from creating community and organizing the spirit of student life through the communications and the community that we've built here, specifically with the help of you guys. So I just want to say thank you guys for making Oxford a great place to live and study for the past 4 years. I'm sure I'll be back. I don't know when, but I guarantee I'll be back, and I want to stay involved in some way. So thank you guys. I'll make sure that Zoe gets information, and be looking forward to reaching out from her. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Congratulations.
Yes, congratulations.
All right, seeing no one else, we will move on to the consent agenda. May I have a motion to approve the consent agenda?
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Vice Mayor French, second by Councilor Snavely. Any items to be removed? All right, seeing none. Whoop,
Yes,
okay,
I would like to remove item C
okay.
for discussion.
Then, okay, so we will first approve items A and B, and then we will discuss item C. So all those in favor of approving items A and B, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, now we will come back to discussion of item C.
So, my questions are these. This says that the Freedom Festival will be held on July 2nd and July 3rd, which would be the rain date, which is Thursday and Friday. And my question is why we would ever start something on Thursday on the 2nd of January when the holiday is July 4th. I think we made a really, really good headway when we agreed that Halloween would always be on Halloween. And I'm wondering whether we could get a little bit closer, at least to the actual date of Independence Day, especially since it's the 250th year of celebration, whether we can't make it on the 3rd with a rain date on the 4th. So that's my question.
Okay.
And otherwise, I'm happy with the resolution.
Would you like me to
Can we
address?
Yes, please.
Sure, so that, it has been advertised.
Yep.
Excuse me. So it has been advertised as July 2nd. We booked our fireworks provider for July 2nd. This mainly, we came to this conclusion, I agree with the sentiment that this is a big 4th of July, and it would be great to do it on the 4th. But from a logistical standpoint, and in order to compete with other communities who have fireworks displays, historically it's been on the 3rd. It was on the 3rd last year. Friday, the 3rd this year, will likely be the observed holiday for most people. So we anticipate a really big crowd on Thursday night, as most people will be extending their holiday weekend. And we think it'll make us competitive with other communities who will likely be celebrating later. So we do see other communities pull away crowds historically. So we decided to try the 2nd for an ease of management of logistics, being able to staff it in order to get our vendors, mainly the firework vendor, under contract.
Thank you for that explanation. I hope that in future years, we may get closer to, if not on, July 4th.
I think it's a great goal. We will strive
Thank
to
you.
do that.
All right, all those in favor of item C, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, item C is approved. Now we'll move on to resolutions. Ms. Barber, you may read the first resolution.
A resolution consenting to the annexation to the City of Oxford, Ohio of certain territory proposed to be annexed to the City of Oxford, Ohio pursuant to the petition filed with the Board of County Commissioners of Butler County, Ohio by Douglas R. Elliott Jr., agent for petitioners, also provided by Ohio Revised Code, Section 709.023.
Motion to adopt?
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Vice Mayor French, second by Councilor Snavely, and I think Mr. Elliott's going to handle this one.
Yes, thank you. So Ambassadors Point Community Church West, Inc. has submitted a proposed annexation to the Butler County Commissioners to annex 6.753 acres of land. It includes 3 parcels, and here's a map. It includes this big parcel here, a smaller parcel here, and the smallest parcel there. So these are the 3 parcels. It is right behind their existing church, which is along US 27 North. So here's the map and showing the 3 parcels that will be annexed. And, you know, the big parcel is 4.4601 acres. The next largest parcel is 1.594 acres, and the smallest parcel is 0.681 acres. So those are the 3 parcels. Once again, I'll serve as, the city manager will serve as a statutory agent for the petitioner. It's an expedited type 2 annexation. The church has plans to build a new church, and annexing this land, the city will, it will enable us to provide water and sanitary sewer extensions. And all 3 of these resolutions are related to this annexation. The first one is a resolution consenting to the annexation, and the second one is one stating the services that we will provide to this property, and then the third one deals with the required buffer area requirement. And if you have any questions, I'd be glad to answer them.
All right, let me see if there's anyone from the public who would like to address this resolution before council. All right, seeing none, council questions and discussion?
How far outside of the current existing boundary line of the city of Oxford is this property?
It touches the boundary line. Put the map
It touches it?
Yeah. So the boundary line is shown there. If you see Oxford Township there, and then the city of Oxford.
Oh, I see, okay.
That's the boundary line, and then goes up this way, and then over that way. Oxford Township, city of Oxford. Oops. Any other questions?
All right.
Just a comment, and I've already talked with you about it, but I think it would be helpful if in the future when we have annexations that we have the address and the plat and the documents that we get.
Yeah, I agree.
So we can go out and see the area, which I did go out and look at it because Doug was kind enough to tell me where it was.
Yeah, and it's right next to the Holiday
Holiday
Inn hotel
Oh.
that's still under construction.
All right, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right. We will move on to the second one. Ms. Barbie, you may read that whenever you're ready.
A resolution adopting a statement indicating the services the City of Oxford will provide to the territory proposed to be annexed to the City of Oxford, Ohio, pursuant to a petition filed with the Board of County Commissioners of Butler County, Ohio, as provided by Ohio Revised Code Section 709.023C.
Motion to adopt.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Vice Mayor French, second by Councilor Snavely, and we'll go back to Mr. Elliott.
So as the title says, this basically states the services that we would provide. It's required under expedited type 2 annexation, all 3 of these resolutions.
All right, let me see if there's anyone from the public who would like to address this resolution before council. Seeing none, council questions, discussion of this resolution? All right, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Great. Now we will move to the third resolution. You can read it whenever you're ready.
A resolution regarding zoning buffers in a proposed annexation of property containing 6.753 acres from Oxford Township, Butler County, Ohio, to the City of Oxford, Butler County, Ohio, pursuant to the requirement of Section 709.023C of the Ohio Revised Code.
Motion to adopt.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Vice Mayor French, second by Councilor Snavely, and we'll come back to Mr. Elliott.
So as the title says, this has to deal with the required zoning buffers, and it's required under expedited type 2. I believe, you know, when they finally get to submitting building plans, we'll want to rezone that, so that'll go through the Planning Commission. And so once again, this is one of the 3 resolutions that are required under expedited type 2.
All right, is there anyone from the public who would like to address this resolution before council? All right, seeing none, any questions about this one? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, that resolution is adopted. We will move on to our fourth resolution. You may read it whenever you're ready.
A resolution authorizing the city manager to sign a settlement agreement with Wiseman Enterprises Holdings Incorporated.
Motion to adopt?
So moved.
Second?
Second, motion to adopt by Vice Mayor French, second by Councilor Nellis, and we will go to the Law Director.
Thank you, Mayor. So the whereas clauses in the resolution provide the essence of what the background is on this situation. The Wiseman Enterprises obtained a certificate of appropriateness from HAPC and then went to staff to request a sign permit for the installation of an LED sign in the marquee at the Brick Street bar. That was denied. An appeal was taken to the Board of Zoning Appeals, and they affirmed the staff's decision. Since that time, there has been what's known as a 2506 appeal filed. That's reference to the Ohio Revised Code, Section 2506, which is a form of administrative appeal from the denial of a decision in a quasi-judicial setting, which is the BZA. We entered into executive session. I can't go into the details of that because of the attorney-client privilege, but the purpose of this authorization is to, assuming with the instructions that council has given me to pursue settlement, that if Wiseman Enterprises agrees to those terms and conditions, that the city manager would be authorized to enter into that settlement agreement on behalf of the city.
All right. Is there anyone from the public who would like to address this resolution before council? Okay, seeing none. Council questions or discussion?
I need to make a motion to amend the resolution to read, a resolution authorizing the city manager to sign a settlement agreement with Wiseman Enterprises Holding, Inc., inclusive of the terms and conditions discussed with the law director in executive session.
May I have a second? Second by Councilor Franklin.
Oh, Bracken.
Bracken, excuse me. All those in favor of the amended resolution, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right.
No, I'm opposed.
All right, I'll show that Councilor Vinch was opposed. All right, now we have a amended resolution before us. Any discussion or questions? All right, seeing none. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
No.
No.
I have 2 no votes from Councilor Snavely and Councilor Vinch. All right. We will move on to ordinances. Ms. Barber, you may read the first reading.
An ordinance amending ordinance number 3844, supplemental budget ordinance number 2, to make supplemental appropriations for fiscal year 2026.
All right, welcome to Finance Director Ridenhour.
Good evening, Mayor and Councilors. Tonight, I have before you a supplemental asking for additional revenue and expenditures for the grant that was awarded from COIL. I guess that's how you say it.
Congressional Office of Institutional Leadership.
Congressional Office of Institutional Leadership for the hosting of the sister city Dubno, Ukraine. I also have a $22,500 revenue and expenditure appropriation for, well, the appropriation is only for $15,000. So there was a bit of confusion with our insurance carriers changing. So we initially had thought we were paying out the first $25,000 as a deductible, but that was with our prior insurance. We did pay the first $25,000 in claims because we came and asked for money, but they did reimburse us the $22,500. So we only paid $2,500. Now, this same legal issue falls under our new insurance policy, which we do owe a $15,000 deductible. So I'm increasing the revenue and adding the expense of the $15,000. Clear as mud? Our third issue is making an adjustment to the appropriation to cover the cost of the full property appraisal of the city of Oxford. So with the change in properties and the improvements of the last few years, it's important to ensure that we are covering our properties at full value. Every few years, we complete a full appraisal, and in the off years, we have a revaluation just based on ins and outs of properties. But it's been since 2019, 2020 that we've had a full appraisal. And so I believe it's time. It's probably past time. So we're asking that we appropriate that and so that we can get a good understanding of our true property values at this time.
All right. Let me see if there's anyone from the public that would like to address this ordinance before council. All right. Seeing none, council questions and discussion. All seems like a good idea. We will see this again in 2 weeks. We will move on to second readings. Ms. Barber, you may read the first, second reading.
An ordinance repealing Oxford Codified Ordinance Chapter 181 entitled Income Tax.
Motion to adopt.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Vice Mayor French, second by Councilor Snavely, and I will go to Mr. Elliott.
Thank you. As I said at the last council meeting, we now have 2 income tax ordinances in our codified ordinance book, and we seek to repeal Chapter 181 since the new one became effective January 1st, 2016. That's 10 years, so we can eliminate the previous income tax ordinance.
All right. Is there anyone from the public that would like to address this ordinance before council? All right. Seeing none, any council questions or discussion? All right. Ms. Barber, you may call the roll.
Mr. Bracken?
Yes.
Ms. Franklin?
Yes.
Ms. French?
Yes.
Ms. Ornelas?
Yes.
Mr. Snavely?
Yes.
Mr. Vinch?
Yes.
Mayor Smith?
Yes, that ordinance is adopted. We will move on to announcements and communications, and I'll go to Mr. Elliott.
Thank you. Just a few things. Public service announcement. This Friday, Oxford NAACP will be holding their Freedom Fund Banquet. And so I just wanted to let the public know that. It's at the Shriver Center at 5 p.m., so this Friday. Also, we had our groundbreaking for our wastewater treatment plant solar array project, and it was well attended. And we had beautiful weather, unlike today. So we're very happy to move forward on this project. As I said before, we are awaiting the results of Duke Energy's system impact study, which they required. Hopefully we'll have that in a couple of weeks. The last thing that I wanted to mention is we've had 2 Charter Review Commission meetings, and our next one, our third one, will be May 13th at 4:30 p.m. here in this building. Hopefully we can wrap up our recommendations to City Council at the next meeting and possibly bring those recommendations into council at the first meeting in June. And that's all I have this evening, unless you have some questions for me.
All right. Not seeing any, so Mr. Dreisbach.
Nothing tonight, thank you.
Chief Jones.
Between now and the next council meeting, be a busy time for us here all over the city. It's the final week of classes this week. Next week's exam week, and then that weekend we'll have graduation weekend. Traffic will be thick. We have a lot of officers working. But on Monday, just a public service announcement. If you're trying to get down Sycamore Street, the Kramer Mile will be happening.
Okay.
Where the kids will run in the street from Kramer to Millette. Officers will be there to assist, but traffic literally shuts down along Sycamore Street. I think that starts around 1:30. And then also that same week happens to be Police Week. So Sunday, May 10th through Saturday, May 16th is when our nation comes together to honor the courage, sacrifice, and dedication of law enforcement officers. And then that also includes May 15th, which is the National Peace Officer Memorial Day, which honors those who gave their lives in the line of duty. So your messages and gestures of support to the police officers that go out and work are very meaningful. And, we always are grateful for our community. We have a great community that supports us. They'll probably send in cookies and donuts that we don't need, but we do appreciate that. We're just used to having that all year long. Our community's a great supporter, just as you saw tonight with our swearing in. And once again, I thank council for that. So, thank you.
All right, thank you. Ms. Ridenhour? Chief Deathridge? All right. Mr. Smith?
Mayor, council, a couple quick recaps and thank yous. Just wanted to say the Arbor Day ceremony this past Friday went very well. Thank you, Mayor Smith, for attending, Assistant City Manager Jessica Green for being there. Great turnout. We honored 4 families with memorial trees and also added a previous tree to be replanted. So also thank you to David Treelevin, who was instrumental in getting that coordinated. So it's a great turnout. We were happy to do it. And then also Epic Cup just wrapped up after 2 weekends out at the community park. That brought in over 200 youth soccer teams to our city, filled up some hotels, kept the restaurants busy. So another great event. Big thank you to Chief Jones and his staff, Mike and service staff for helping us pull that off. So that was great. Also, the Parks Master Plan is underway, as we're all aware, and the exploratory phase is really off to a great start. So as a lot of you know and who were involved, just want to say thank you for the focus groups, stakeholder meetings. We had a public meeting, so we had like 40 people show up at stakeholder meetings, which the consultants were very impressed with. They were really overwhelmed with the community engagement, which is what we want. And then the public meeting had 25 or so people show up for that too in the evening on a beautiful 80-degree Wednesday evening when there's a lot going on. So that really is a contest, shows how invested our city is. So that was great to see, and more to come on that. Thank you all for being involved. And then lastly, I would be remiss on today being the 1-year work anniversary to the day of my appointment with the city of Oxford if I didn't take the opportunity to thank Doug, my colleagues here at the city, and all of you for a great first year. Thank you. 4 hours of my probation.
Time for Rick.
Mr. Perry?
Are you saying there's still time for hazing?
4 hours.
Joe?
Thank you for the Preservation Day proclamation, and just a reminder on the 2 o'clock tomorrow, a tour of Langstreth Cottage, 303 Patterson. Miami's going to let us see the inside of that for those that are interested, and the more that we become involved in the bee culture and the bee history as a community, that's kind of a good thing for people to see. As the season of move out is upon us for spring semester, there's a lot of information on the city website. The ShareFest event is happening May 14th through 19th. Where we make a concerted effort, and I thank the city manager's office for getting that information out there for folks who want to try to keep things from going to the landfill if they can, and donate those things. And we try to reduce, obviously, the amount of trash and litter and things that are left behind the curb. So thanks to Mike's team and the contracted group, Brumke, that makes extra pickups during those that week as well. So a lot of information on the city website and the social media channels, so check it out.
All right, thanks. Screen.
Good evening. First, I want to say congratulations to all the Miami graduates who will be graduating before our next city council meeting. But a special thank you to Tyreek, Danny, Kirsten, and Kyle, who Chief Jones and I met with once a month throughout the year with the Town Gown Council that they mentioned. It was a great way to hear directly from the student leadership what they're thinking about, questions they're concerned about, their advocacy for the city. And then we were able to give them feedback and questions as well, like, could you help us with this? We're concerned about that. It ended up being a really great format of dialogue, so I'm grateful to all of them. I am very excited to announce that the Habitat applications for the first 11 townhomes will be opening May 10th and will be open through May 29th. And they will be accepting, 11 of anyone who applies. They'll accept 11 applicants. We will be having applications out in the public at the city building, the police lobby, the Tri, the Lane Library, and Tops. And then once those applications are completed, thank you to Heidi and her team. They have agreed to be a drop-off location for applications here in Oxford. Otherwise, applicants may turn it in person in Cincinnati at the Habitat office, or they can stick it in the mail. So Habitat will be on site on Friday,
May 15th and 29th to answer any questions that people may have. So just very excited about those next steps. And just a reminder, these are going to be 3 and 4 bedroom townhomes with full basements. This is for workforce housing. And we hope that people who work here can live here. And this is the first phase. And we anticipate 10 more townhomes being constructed next year and then 10 more the year after. So very excited about that. And then finally, we are getting a new city website and we'll be going live on May 15th as part of our ADA compliance with WCAG. And excuse us if we have any little bumps along the way, but we're going to try really hard to make this a smooth transition on Friday, May 15th. And we're excited to launch that new website.
Fantastic. Ms. Barber?
Nothing, thank you.
I have a short comment, somewhat of a personal nature, but I'm feeling nostalgic because my daughter graduated from Miami last year. But I want to share with you a more current story that you might find amusing and interesting. So I have a friend whose daughter's been accepted to any number of schools, and she's struggling on what to choose, and he's a little irritated because he and his wife agree that she should go to Miami. And so she's been traveling the country, and she just says, Dad, I can't make up my mind. They had a long drive back from one of those SEC schools. And he said, well, let's ask AI. So they put in the search parameters and compared it to that SEC school, and it said, Miami University. So she did it again for that school that's a little bit up here in, that place called Columbus, and it came back again, Miami University. So I think that speaks well for all that you do. Thank you.
Okay, first I want to give a big thank you to the Oxford community for supporting Pancake Day. It was very successful, and that enables all of the philanthropic activity through the year, mainly helping out kids in our community, but a variety of things that people can apply for. I would also note that this is Kiwanis's 250th anniversary this year. And if anyone is interested in joining the club, we're hoping to get to 100 members in our 100th year. And if you are interested, please say hello to me and tell me that, or any other member of Kiwanis, and we would be glad to help you out. Also, I need to just mention that today is Election Day, and I hope that people have voted. And there will be a general election in November, so if you missed the primary, maybe you can make the general. And finally, I want to wish the graduates good luck as they move out and move on. We're really happy and thrilled for them, but we're also happy to get, for those of us who are year-round residents, happy to have our town back. And so we look forward to that as well. That's all.
Nothing for me tonight.
Just a couple things from me. Also, congrats to Miami graduates. It's sometimes you stick around and live here forever, and sometimes you leave. But regardless, it's very much like a welcome to the Love and Honor family. I saw a volunteer handing out cups at an aid station at the Flying Pig over the weekend, and he was wearing a Miami hat and in a state of delirium, having run up a giant hill. I was like, oh, Love and Honor, and he was like, yeah, Love and Honor. So it's great. Like, you really are part of the club for life, whether you want to be or not. 2, thank you to Beta Theta Pi for welcoming Mayor Smith, Chief Jones, and myself to the community dinner on Tuesday. It was really lovely. I was struck by how much philanthropic work Beta has done this year in the community, so I hope that they keep it up. It was really delightful. And then also a huge shout out to Officer Hartwig for her women's self-defense class. If you too would like a very cool purple t-shirt, I encourage you to check it out. She tries to run them twice a year, so there should be one ideal, I think, in the fall, but I don't want to speak for what her schedule looks like. It's really hard to teach this kind of material. When you teach any sort of subject matter that's really serious and you hope that the people that you're teaching never have to use it, it can be really hard to balance that seriousness with a levity to prevent people from shutting down to a point where they can't learn what you're trying to teach them. And Brooke handled that so perfectly. And there were people from all walks of life, all different kinds of experiences, and she just really taught us all how to handle a situation that none of us hope to be in ever. So thank you to Brooke for the work that she does. She presented not only herself but the police department really well, and advocated for people to see the department in town as a resource and a source of help and support. So thank you to Brooke, and just keep an eye out for more information. I found it on OPD's Instagram, so be sure to check it out. Thanks.
Okay, just a few announcements. First of all, thank you for everyone who worked on Election Day at the polls, at different precincts. Democracy takes all of us, and it is hopeful, having done it once, to sit with someone from a different political party for hours and have conversations, not about politics. So it's lovely. So thank you to everyone who volunteered. A few things. This Thursday at 6 o'clock at Kafenya, the Wilkes Institute for Student Leadership is going to be hosting a living room conversation on healthcare. I will be facilitating that, or one of the facilitators. So if you are available, please join. Saturday, May 9th from 10 to 2 p.m. at King Library, room 320, Dr. Jasma Sutton, who is a professor of history at Miami University, and her students will be hosting a symposium called Miami and Slavery. It's the end result of a class that's taken place all semester, stories of enslavement and liberation in connection with Miami University. And finally, Duke mural ribbon cutting. The Department of Art, big thank you to Professor Michael Stillian, the chair of the Department of Art, Amanda Alexander, and the various students who worked on that mural. On Thursday, May 14th at 11 a.m., we will have a ribbon cutting, and it just looks better every time I drive by, so it is almost done. So that's all for me.
I just wanted to promote ShareFest, which we already mentioned, but if everybody could put the word out, because somehow some people still don't know about it, and it's such a great thing, environmentally, and in terms of charitable giving in many different ways, both direct and indirect, it's a great thing. So I hope everybody who can participate in ShareFest does. Thanks.
Well, in advance of Police Week coming up, I want to give a big shout out and a thank you to Sergeant Anthony Jones for an eventful evening that I had in a ride along with him on the 25th. It was eventful and illuminating beyond what I thought I would see and experience. And according to him, I had a pretty hot night going from one event to another. And let me tell you, thank you to all the police officers who work for our city. I saw a side of the job that I have your back in a way that is a little stronger than it was before that ride along. So thank you so much for all that you do for the city.
All right, I don't think I really have anything tonight because everything I had got covered. So with that, I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Less than an hour,
It
Mayor.
was, I mean, we were going like one call by the time. It was like, we were gonna get ready to have dinner, and it just went on like. Good. Until finally I said, you know, you go have dinner, you go have your dinner, it was like going on. And it was
So,
midnight.
mark your calendars.
Anything crazy?
Oh, yeah.
Ride alongs.
Oh, yeah. It was, yeah. You know, and it was a good, it was freezing, not like freezing.
Yeah. I knew it was raining still. I hope not. Interesting. I'm like.